Hello, I am that one CAD dev, and welcome back to episode 2 of our updated 2021 series. Today, in this episode, I should say, we will be doing not the login page, sorry, the home page. And it's pretty simple. The home page isn't the most difficult. It's probably the easiest other than the login page. So, what I'm going to do before we go to this page that we created in the last episode, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this color, Control C, then I'm going to go over to home, and I'm going to go ahead and make the background color the same. I'm also going to turn off fixed width, and where it says preset page width, I'm going to do full width. Just so that way, whenever we press preview, you see this thing at the bottom. If you don't want the debugger, you can go up here and you can type in false, because I don't like it. That way it looks like this. So, next, I'm just going to rename the page title to Home YouTube Series. You can replace YouTube Series with your community's name. So, whatever your community is called, you can replace that. Now, we can go ahead and start on the home. I am going to make a group up here. Just going to go ahead and extend that. I'm going to call this header. And then I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to go back up here to the top left. I'm going to go to index. I'm going to go to the login group, and I'm going to copy this blue. I'm going to go back up to the top left. I'm going to go to home. And then I'm going to go background style. This is on the header. Go to background style. I'm going to make that a flat color. Then I'm just going to Control V that in. That way you have a small little header. So, now we are going to go over here. If I can find it. No, sorry, it's up here. My bad. Okay, we're going to grab a text, and I'm just going to place it right in the top left of this. I'm going to center it vertically, and then I'm going to type in YouTube series. Again, this is just your community's name. Whatever your community's name is, you'll just put it in there. I'm going to press, if you want to customize this, you're going to go to Style. You're going to press Remove Style, or you can just select this. Then I'm just going to put 800. And then I'm going to just make it white. And I'm going to make it 36. There we go. And then I can do that. There you go. Now we're going to have a couple buttons up here. Let me make sure. Okay. That's another issue. Is this right here, the blue, it doesn't match up with the size of my screen. So we're going to go back and we're going to turn fixed width off. Just like that. Now, if we go ahead and test this, you should see it stretches all the way across the page. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to go ahead and place a button in. Actually, no. I'm going to continue with the texts. So I'm going to go ahead and place a text in, and this is going to say patrol. Then I'm going to make this. Again, if you don't want this, you can just go up here and you can press this. I'm going to make this. Gotta scroll up and find this. 800. I'm going to make this. I'm not going to make it fully white. It's just going to be a grayed out color. Then I'm going to make it 24. Then I'm going to do this. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the buttons laid out so that way you can get your home page done. So you got the patrol. We're going to copy paste this. Drag this over. This is going to say account. And then after you got patrol account, what you need is all the way on the right. I like doing it to the right. You're going to have the administration panel. There we go. And then we'll get to that here in a second. So we're going to go ahead, now that has saved, we're going to test this, make sure it all looks good. It does. So now we can go back to the editor, and we're going to do the account settings first. So go over here and find the group. It'll be under containers, and just drag that on the page. I don't care where you do it. You just drag it on the page. I'm just going to make it as big as the page. And if you double click this at the top, you'll see Group B. You want to go ahead, just double click that, and you want to rename that to Account. settings. There you go. Now, go over here to the text. You just want to, actually, I'm just going to copy and paste YT series. There we go. This is going to just say account settings. If I can get it right. There we go. Okay. This is going to say account settings. And I'm actually going to make this just a bit smaller. I'm going to make it 34. Or no, I'll make it 30. 30. Yep, that way it stands out. There we go. Account settings. We can go over here to text. And actually, no, I'm going to copy and paste patrol. And this is going to say name. This will simply just be able where they can edit their name. Then we're going to go down below containers. You want to go to input forms and you want to drag an input on the page. Usually this ain't how I do my account settings, but for the video I'm just going to do it this simple. For the placeholder, you want it to say name. For initial content, you want this to insert dynamic data. You want this to be current user's name. And then on the style, if you want to edit it, obviously you can go and you can edit it however you want. So I'm going to make it white. I'm going to make the background style none. The placeholder color, you also want to be white. And that I'm just going to leave alone because I don't really want to edit that. So now I'm going, really name is all you need. Unless you want to do identifiers, which I will do. So go to data on the left side of your screen. Data, you see user, you want to do new type as identifier. You want to create it, and then you want to, on identifier, you want to press create a new field. You want to do identifier. You want this to be a text, and then you can press create. Then on user, you want current identifier. And then the field type can be text. And then you want to press create. And then there you go. Now, if you go back up to design, we can copy and paste name. I'm just going to do this right beside it. And this is going to be identifier. Just going to make this bigger. Sorry if you heard my windows. Identifiers. Now, go down here in containers, grab a repeating group. I'm just going to drag it on the page. You just want to make, I'm going to make this one. This will be a single row. It doesn't matter how many rows yeah, that's right. It is, you could just do, and also on layout style, you want it to be a full list. So, now I'm going to make it like that. Here we go. And then whenever if you double click this, go to type of content. You want this to be identifier. Data source, you want to be do a search for. Identifier. And then there you go. Oh, wait. And then click the blue text where it says search for identifiers. You want to press add a new constraint. You want to do identifiers is equal to, or sorry, no, delete that. You want to do created by is equal to current user. That's my fault. So again, type of content, identifier, data source is do a search for, type is identifier, created by equals current user. So now I'm going to make the separato none. That's just personal preference again. And then there we go. Now we want to go to the left side of our screen. We want to grab a text, which I'm actually just going to copy and paste one. Then I'm going to right click the text. I'm going to press center vertically. If you press the arrow key to the right, it'll move it to the right. If you press shift and the arrow key, it'll move it by 5 little units. For some reason, it's not doing it. There you go. And then you can go ahead up here where it says name. You can press insert dynamic data, current cells, identifiers, identifier. Okay, and once you have that, you need to go to the left side of your screen, go to Ionic icon. It'll be at the bottom of your visual elements. Then you just want to get that on the page. And then I'm going to right click the icon and I'm going to center it vertically. Go, and then this, I'm going to make this a edit icon. Really, you don't need to edit these, but I'm just going to, and no, we won't do editing. We'll just do a delete icon, and then I'm going to make this red, just like that. Now, if you press this icon and do start/edit to workflow, you want to click there, data there action. You want to do data things, delete thing. To delete thing, to delete is current sales identifier. Now, go ahead, and actually I'm going to add something in the workflows. Right beside that, I'm going to click there to add another action. I'm going to do element or plugins, error alert custom. The heading is going to be identifier deleted. The text is going to be identifier current sales identifier deleted. I still spelled that wrong. Deleted. There we go. Icon to display, I'm going to do warning, animation, I'm going to do fade, show the close button, I'm going to hide that. And then for milliseconds, every 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So I'm gonna hide it after 4 seconds. The progress bar I'm gonna show, that just shows how long it's gonna stay on. Now, if you go to this workflow, I want you to drag it behind step 1. Now, once you have error alert as step 1, you go back to design. I'm just going to real quickly copy and paste the header color to the background color of this error alert. Now, you're probably wondering, well, we can't create identifiers. We're getting to that right now. So what you want to do, you want to go down into input forms, and you want to grab a input. And then this input, I'm just going to place right below the identifiers. I want to make it smaller. And then I'm going to stretch it across, about right there. And then what you want to do for this delete icon, you want to copy and paste it, and you want to drag it down. And then I'm also make it match the size of the input, just like that. Now, before we customize this, go to the other input you have for the name. And then what I want you to do, where it says style, click the drop down and press create a new style. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to call this 1A input. And then I'm going to hit create. And then now, anytime you have an input, you can just go to style and you can press 1A input. So now it's already done for me. For the placeholder of the input, you can just say create a new identifier. And then for this icon, the trash icon right beside the input, you can just do a plus symbol. And then we're going to make this one green, just like that. So now go to the icon, the plus icon, and press start/edit workflow. Where it says click to add another action, you want to do data things, create a new thing. You want to do an identifier, where identifier is equal to input create a new identifier's value, just like that. And then right beside that, you want to do reset relevant inputs. Go back to your other workflow, which is this one. Step 1, error alert, you want to copy, paste. And then instead, I'm going to do identifier created. Did I really spell identifier wrong? Identifier. There we go. Then identifier parent groups thing. Instead, you want to do result of step 1 identifiers. You want it to do created. Created. There we go. Then icon to display, I'm going to do success. And then I'm also show this for 3.5 seconds. Real quick, I know this is going to bother me, so I want to do identifier deleted. Okay. Now that we're done with that, now that we're done with that, this is all I really wanted. There really wasn't much to this. There's not much you can do. But before we move on, I want you to double click the account settings. I want you to go down to where it says this element is visible on page load. I want you to uncheck that. Now, if you go up here to the account button, you can press start/edit workflow. Click there to add another action, element actions, animate. we're going to animate the account settings. And then you can choose through the bunch of animations. I'm just going to choose this one. No bounce up in. Yep, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead, press preview in the top right, and we're going to test the account settings. And again, if you don't want the debugger, you can go to this link and you can just type in false. So if you press on account, it'll bring it up. You have name. The reason this is all the way over here is just because if we go back to the editor and we click on this, this, and this, you can do that by clicking the repeating group, holding control, and pressing on other elements. We can do this repeating group has a fixed width, and you can do that for all those. So now if we click this, reload it, I don't know why it's not saying that nothing has changed, because it didn't. Okay. So what you do, you just click this repeating group and press this repeating group has a fixed width. Or you could just click the account settings group and press it has a fixed width. Saved. And then you want to go back to this other link and you can just press the top account. There you go. Now you can see identifiers. The reason there's nothing here is because we don't have an identifier. So if I create one now, let's just say demo, and I press this blue text, there you go, demo. Then if I delete it, it'll say identifier demo deleted. So we're going to just create that again. Boom, identifier demo created. There needs to be a space there. That's my fault. Name. The reason there's no name is because I don't think I'm logged in. So that's just there. Okay. So since I'm not logged in, you're going to go to workflow. You're going to go click here to add an event. You're going to do general. When page is loaded, you want to do navigation, go to page, index only when current user isn't logged in. So now if I reload this, it'll immediately take me back to the login page. And then hopefully, I think it's demo 3. Okay. I don't know the login for this. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to create an account. Okay, now that I got an account, you can see the account thing. Now it shows my name, demo. Identifiers, it shows demo. You can delete, you can do all that. Now we need the patrol button. So go back to your editor and just going to grab another group here. I'm just going to make it that big. So what you want to do is group C. I'm just going to rename this to patrol. And then we're going to grab another text. I'm actually just going to click on account settings here. And in case you're wondering how I'm hiding these, if you go up to the top left to the elements tree and you uncheck only show hideable, if you uncheck that, then you can go ahead and hide that stuff. But real quick, I'm just going to copy and paste this text. So I'm going to hide account, then I'm going to show patrol, and I'm going to paste it. Just like that. And this will say patrol. Now, sorry, I'm looking at something. Now you want to go to data, whatever you want to call it. You want to go to new type. This is going to be a department. You're going to go to the department. You're going to press create new field. You want name. So this is going to be like Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Field type is a text. Create a new field. You want the abbreviation, which is going to be BCSO. You want this to be a text. You want the logo or badge to be a image. So this will be just the Blaine County Sheriff's Office badge or whatever you want it to be, and this will be an image. You want to press create. Now, and just before we move on, go to user, go to create new field. You want approved departments. Field type is going to be department, and you want this field is a list. You want to check that, and then press create. Now I'm going to show you how to actually create a department, just so that way we can actually test it. You want to go to app data, right beside data types and privacy, all departments. You want to press new entry. For the abbreviation, I'm going to do BCSO. Or no, I'm going to do civilian first. So I'm going to do civilian. For the name, I'm going to do San Andreas Civilian Operations. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose a logo. I will be right back whenever I have that uploaded. So now that I have a logo, the name, the abbreviation, you can press create. And then creating a new entry, you can just say got it. Next, you want to go over here where it says all departments. You want to press that edit icon. Where it says unique ID, just copy this. We'll use this for later. And then press cancel in the bottom right. Now, go back to data types, go back to design, and find the repeating group. This will be where you can actually display all of your departments. For the type of content, you want to use department. For the data source, you want to do a search for user, and this will automatically bring up red text and errors. And then right beside where it says users, where it says more, you want to click that and you want to press approved departments. And then there you go. Now for the layout style, I'm going to do full list. I'm going to have one row. For the style, I'm going to hide that and do none for the separato, or whatever that is. Now, since we've done that, now we're going to go ahead and place a text inside of that repeating group. And then I'm just going to right click the text and center it horizontally, or vertically, sorry. I'm going to stretch it all the way out. And then for text J, I'm going to do insert dynamic data, current sales department's name. Just like that. The style, I'm just going to hide that. Do the 800, and then I'm going to make it white, and I'm going to make it 24. Just like that. And then, if you're on the left side of your screen, I am going to actually go back up here. I'm going to hide this, show account settings, and I'm going to grab this icon. Then I'm going to hide account settings and show patrol. Then I'm just going to copy and paste this icon and make it much bigger. And then I'm going to right click the icon and press vertically, or center vertically. Then I'm going to type in the icon. I'm going to type in select. Okay, they don't have one, so I'm going to go through this and find an icon. I know the icon I'm looking for, so it won't take me that hard to find it, I don't think. Right here it is. So what icon is this? This is checkmark. Oh, I should have searched up checkmark. That's smart to do. So now that we have this, I'm going to go ahead and center it vertically. Now that we have this, you also want to go over here to the patrol. You want to double click it. You want to go page is visible on page load. You want to make it fixed width, and you want to do collapse this element's height when hidden. And then go to the, and then I think that's it. It should be. Now you're probably wondering about the identifiers, which we'll do now. So go ahead and where we're going to go over to where it says containers, where it says pop-up, you just want to add a pop-up. Just about that size. For pop-up A, you want this to be called select identifier pop-up. Just like that. Now, for the style, I'm going to actually get this bluish color. Then I'm going to use this for the background style, which is flat color. There we go. Then I'm just going to go out of that. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this, center horizontally. I'm going to say select identifier. Center horizontally. And then over here, if you scroll down, you have these. I'm just going to center it. Just like that. Now go to the left side of your screen, go to repeating group, and you just want to throw that down on the page. And then I'm going to center it horizontally. Make this. And then while we're on this, the select identifier pop-up, you want to scroll down. Okay, it don't have it. Never mind. Okay. Now go back to this repeating group C. Type of content will be identifier. Data source will be do a search for. Identifier created by is equal to current user. Just how we done on the previous one. For the rows, I'm just going to do 1. And then it'll be, I'm going to make the layout style a full list. And then for the style, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to make the separate to none. Then, now that we've done all of this, we're almost done. We just got to center that horizontally. We got to put another text down. And then we're just going to stretch this. We're going to center that vertically. Center vertically. And then this is just going to say current cells identifiers. You just want to click off, you want to click insert dynamic data, current cells identifiers, identifier. For style, I'm going to go ahead and make that what I've been doing. And then now I'm going to make this a bit bigger, around 24 maybe. I don't even know if I want to do it that big, but I'm going to do it. Center vertically. There we go. Then I'm going to go off this. Actually, real quick, I do want to select the actual pop-up. I'm going to make the roundness 10. That way it just adds some roundness on it. Now I'm going to go off this pop-up. I'm going to go to this icon. I'm going to copy it. Control C. Go back to the pop-up on the element tree. I'm going to click the repeating group and press Control V. Now we have a little pop-up we can use to select the identifier. I'm also going to make this a darker green. That way it shows, or lighter, sorry. There we go. Now I'm going to make this much smaller. And now we can do this check mark. Before we do that, go to, the check mark. We want to do start/edit workflow. So in the top left, what you want to do is go to add a new page. You want this page name to equal civilian. And then you can press create. Wait for that. There you go. Now we're on the civilian page. Go back to the home page. Go back to the top left. You want to press add a new page. This page name is going to be called MDT, Mobile Data Terminal. That is for your law enforcement officers. Now go back to the home page. Go to workflow. Go to go to design. Go to select identifier pop-up. Go to this check mark. You want to do start/edit workflow. Click there to add an action. You want to do navigation. Go to page MDT only when. You want to press click. You want to do current users selected department. And you won't have this. All it'll show is it'll just show in a text, like if you were just typing it normally, and that's good. You want to press create a new field, only when current users, and then field name should say selected departments. The field type should be department. You want to press create. Only when current users selected department abbreviation is BCSO. And then this is going to be for all your departments. So if you have the San Andreas Highway Patrol and the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, you want to do only when current users selected department's abbreviation is BCSO, or current users selected department's abbreviation is SAHP, just like that. So, and then go back to design, go out of this, and you want to show the patrol, just like here. And then on this check mark, you want to click this check mark, you want to do start/edit workflow. Click there to add another action. You want to do navigation, go to page, civilian. The destination should be civilian only when current sales department's abbreviation is civilian, or whatever the abbreviation you're using for civ. Now click there to add another action. You want to do element actions, animate. We're going to animate the select identifier pop-up. And I'm just going to do slide up in. You want to do only when current sales department's abbreviation is, And then I'm going to do BCSO, or current sales department's abbreviation is SAHP, or current sales department's abbreviation is SAC, which is San Andreas Communications or Dispatch, or current sales department's abbreviation is SAFD, which is San Andreas Fire Department, or you could have the BCFD, the whatever you want, LSFD, all that stuff. Now that we have this, I want you to right-click the blue text. I want you to copy expression. Right beside step 2, data things, make changes to things, current users, selected departments should equal current sales departments. And this is only when you want to paste the expression. So now go back to design. And then what we're going to do on the patrol button, you want to press start/edit workflow. You want to do animate, and you want to do element should be patrol, and you want to, I'm going to do what I've been doing, no bounce up in. And then I'm going to copy this, I'm going to paste this. And then this will be element account settings. I'm going to do no bounce up out. And then go back to design, go to account button. You want to press start/edit workflow. Copy the animate account settings and then paste it. And then make the element patrol, the animation, no bounce up out. Now that we have all of that done, you can go to back to this second tab. You can go to, we just updated the page. You just want to click there. And then if I press patrol, you can see it shows up. I'm currently not in any departments. That's why you see nothing here. If I press account, that'll hide. Account will show. If I press patrol, that'll hide. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do I get an account? You want to click back to your editor. You want to go to data. You want to go to app data. You want to go all departments. You want to edit the civilian. You want to the unique ID. You want to copy or control C. Go to the bottom right of this and press cancel. Then go to all users at the bottom, and you'll see I have mine here. It'll be the top one. I want to edit this, and for approved departments, I'm just going to paste that in, and then I'm going to press this right here. And then you want to press add, and then press save, and then press got it. And then go back to your design, and then you'll see here now I have the San Andreas Civilian Operations, or civilian for the abbreviation. If I press this button here, you can see it'll automatically take me to civilian without showing the identifier. If we go back to the home page, and I go back to data, I go back to all departments, or app data, and I press new entry, I'm going to go ahead and make the BCSO. So we're going to have BCSO as the abbreviation, Blaine County Sheriff's Office as the name, and then I'm going to go ahead and find a logo for this. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and press create, the blue button, then you can press got it. Now go back to the BCSO and edit that, and for the unique ID, you just want to control C, press cancel, go back to all users, go back to yourself, and do approved departments. You want to copy that or paste it in there, control V, press it, and press add. Then you can press save, press got it, go back to design, and now if you hit patrol, you have the Blaine County Sheriff's Office and the San Andreas Civilian Operations. So for the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, I press this, you'll see it says select identifier, demo. Now we don't even have this set up correctly yet. So if we go back to this and we go to the select identifier pop-up, if we select this and press start/edit workflow, it looks like we have this set up, but we forgot to do data things, make changes to thing, current users. You want to do current identifier and selected department. Current identifier should equal current sales identifiers. Identifier, selected department, just leave that blank. Now, if we go back here and test this, let it load, go back to patrol, go to Blaine County Sheriff's Office, you can see select identifier, demo. If we select that, it'll take me to the MDT. So that is officially how you do the home page. admin panel will probably be done last. So patrol, account, we got both those done. If you would like to see me add anything to this, like a dashboard, for instance, let's say stats or a leaderboard, please let me know in the comments, and I will do that maybe next. It just depends. I appreciate you for watching. If this helped, be sure to join the Discord in the description. If you have any further questions, that's the fastest way to get help, because it takes me a while to put out a video. So if you need any assistance on anything, join the Discord below. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I will see you for the civilian panel. Have a good day.